Hey, witches.
What up? Hello.
Oh, God. It's going to be a long time before she hears it, but she's going to be pissed.
That's why it's going to be so funny because she's just going to be in another room, just pissed off. And you're like, what's wrong? It's going to be like 8 months down the line, and then all of a sudden you're going to realize this moment was for that. I'm just kidding. Hi, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptids.
Cryptids.
Where we talk about your ghoulish nightmares from around the world.
Oh my. So
Thanks, I just came up with that.
Today, I'm going to talk about a creature from the mountains, the Ozark Mountains to be specific. And when I was reading about this, I was like, this feels very Appalachia.
Are you talking about a dog?
It's like a bear panther type thing.
Okay, good, because I picked a dog phantom thing. I was like, oh, shit.
It is called the Ozark Howler, though.
That's when I saw that, I was like, oh, fuck.
But it's more like a bear. But if you hear it howling, then you should probably get the fuck out of there. So this is in the Ozark Mountains, which are close-ish to the Appalachian Mountains. It's
Appalachia.
It's in Arkansas. So let's say you're hiking in the Ozark Mountains. It's like there's fog, and there's birds chirping, and then out of nowhere, you hear a blood-curdling scream. Not a human scream. And not like a dog, like a wolf howl either. This is like, the source said, it sounds like a wolf got possessed by a demon elk and decided to start singing opera. So, just an unholy sound. Yeah.
Oh, also, it's in Branson, Missouri, too.
What is?
Ozark Mountains.
Oh, okay. Well, this is specific. Most of these sightings are in Arkansas.
That's probably why it lives in Missouri and it just travels.
Sure.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. So that's what people say it sounds like. According to the legends, this is a massive black-furred creature that's about the size of a bear. And it's got glowing red eyes and either horns or antlers, depending on who you're talking to. And it moves super fast, like blink and you're gonna miss it fast. And a lot of people, when they sight it, say that they think they saw a panther. And naturally, when they call like the park services or animal control, they're like, there are no panthers here. And it's a whole thing. And the folklore says that the howl is not just a creepy noise. It is like an omen of death, kind of like a banshee with claws. They say that if you heard the howler cry out, someone in your family might die soon. Yeah, so it's like a really creepy thing. The legend goes way back. So some sources say that the sightings began in the early 1800s, and there are even Civil War era journals that mention a devil cat haunting Confederate camps in the Arkansas mountains. And
a devil cat?
A devil cat.
Really?
And not only that, but there is a real life organization called the Concatenated Order of Hoo-Hoo, which, by the way, another name for this beast that's the Ozark Howler, but another name for it is Hoo-Hoo. And this is a fraternity from the 1890s, and their mascot, specifically a lumberjack fraternity from the 1890s, and their mascot is the Ozark Howler.
At least it's not Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, no, not Paul Bunyan, but kind of lumberjacks, you know?
Yeah.
So then fast forward to the 1990s, and people are still reporting seeing this creature. people in northern Arkansas called the sheriff about a black panther-looking animal with glowing eyes. And the wildlife officials were like, there's no such thing as a panther in Arkansas, like, whatever. But reports just kept coming. And then in 2015, a University of Arkansas professor admitted that he made up a modern Ozark Howler sighting as a prank to mess with the local news outlet. But the legend of the Howler existed before that happened. So yes, he used it as a prank, but the legend, that's not like the source of the legend. But either way, is the Ozark Howler a real cryptid? Is it a ghostly omen? Is it just a mountain lion with a really good publicist? Like what's happening? There are a few theories.
That's a good publicist.
The most common theory is that it's just a misidentified animal. Some people are like, oh, it's just a black bear. Oh, it's just a cougar.
It's Sasquatch.
Yeah, right. But that doesn't explain the red eyes or the antlers. And I'm sure that there are people out there that would be like, oh, the red eyes are just a reflection. It's just, whatever. But like, is it? Because some of these sightings were during the day too. So like, yes, at night, I feel like animal eyes tend to turn red because of the reflection, but doesn't make sense necessarily. Another theory is that this is just one of those like folklore figures, like the boogeyman. Like it's a legend made up to scare kids from going too far into the woods or too far into the mountains without, or like by themselves. And then a third one, and my last one, is that it is an interdimensional cryptid. Some believe that the howler can slip between dimensions, only appearing when the veil is thin. And a lot of the people that subscribe to that theory also think that because of the whole banshee thing with its howl being an omen of death. But that's tends to be like a thing. I feel like that's not the only cryptid or creature that also has that type of foretelling death thing. And even though this isn't officially part of Appalachia, it is very close, and so there is a lot of like Appalachian style folk magic in that area. So like you never know. It could be something to do with that. And that has a rabbit hole that we could go deep down and probably will eventually. I feel like that would be really interesting to go into. But basically, could the howler be an Appalachian banshee? I don't know. But next time you're hiking in the mountains somewhere in the south and hear something screaming, maybe just don't investigate. If you feel the need to do something,
and go into those woods.
Yeah, don't go towards the noise. If you feel the need to do something, call the authorities. Tell them you heard screaming, but don't go towards it yourself. It's just not a good idea.
That's just not a good idea to do anything in any way, shape, or form anywhere.
Yeah, just stay out of there. Stay out of there.
Yeah. Cool.
And that is the Ozark Howler.
Well, damn. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I also picked one from the south. My coastal area, though. So somewhere along a forgotten plantation road in the Low Country, a pair of burning eyes appear through the mist. Only one eye. The air turns ice cold, footsteps stop, hearts pounds, and the Plat Eye emerges. I saw that and I was like, I'm gonna reread that. Anyway, so I'm gonna tell you the story of the Plat Eye. The Plat Eye was known as a vengeful, one-eyed spirit dog born of injustice injustice, and improper burials. He's known for stalking graveyards and back roads in South Carolina and beyond. Ouch, my back fucking hurts. So our first written encounter with the Plat Eye actually arrived in the 1930s. In the 1930s Federal Writers Project specifically. Archivists recorded Gullah Geechee storytellers' accounts of a single-eyed specter haunting low-country roads and cemeteries. So the Plat Eye, I should say, sorry, is actually from Gullah Geechee folklore. Well, I don't know if it would be more considered folklore. I don't know much about their culture or anything like that. I do know that they have some damn good like food, like how they make things and all of that is delicious. But anyways, okay. Decades later, in 2001, folklorist Carol Rose gave the Plat Eye its literary stamp of approval in Giants, Monsters, and Dragons, describing its plate-like eye and its wrath born of careless burials. Oh, goodness. But these archives only hint at deeper roots. There have been stories carried across the Atlantic by enslaved West Africans, infused with Caribbean ghost dog myths, and reforged under the brutal realities of plantation life. So that's why I said I don't know if it's more folklore based or like culturally mixed, I guess, because there's like the Caribbean, there's West Africa, there's at least two different cultures mixed together that kind of created this I guess background to plantation life. In the 17th and 18th centuries, coastal South Carolina and Georgia thrived on rice, Sea Island cotton, and indigo or blue gold that soaked up the sweat and blood of enslaved West and Central Africans. Actually, fun fact, South Carolina, Charleston, has a rice plantation. And a lot of people don't realize that. You can actually visit it, and they have a free slave tour. So if you're ever in South Carolina, Charleston specifically, and you want to go to a plantation to learn some history, there's a few around here, but the one tour I really like the most because each time you go, you'll get like the same or similar information, and you'll get like essentially like the same history about like because they have slave cabins on property, so you can see what they looked like throughout the years. They actually have one that's from the 90s, like 1990s, like only 30 years old kind of stuff. And they speak about how that plantation was rice. It was actually very good land for the rice with the way it flooded. So that's where, if you go to Magnolia Plantation and Farm, you can actually walk the property and have like a really nice look of like flowers and all that. You can also do a house tour, but specifically do the slave tour. It's free. It's perfect. It's great source of knowledge and history for those who like go there for the history. If you're going there for the looks, maybe that's not what you want, but anyways. So rice was pretty easy to grow back then. Sea Island cotton and indigo or blue gold that soaked up the sweat and blood of enslaved West Central Africans. Swamp flooded rice fields bred malaria and drownings. Vat-filled indigo presses claimed lives without warning. And when a worker died far from home, often buried in unmarked graves or hastily tossed into mass plots, their spirit lingered, trapped by the injustice. And you can actually hear a story of this semi-injustice of like a mass grave. If you go on a history tour downtown, there's multiple churches, and there's a ghost that was caught on camera looking over a giant mass burial plot when like yellow fever was storming through the area. So it's very, very similar. Probably the same year, or years, I should say. From that sorrow and that injustice and rage had actually emerged the Plat Eye, a haint born of plantation cruelty demanding restitution. Resistance in that time took many forms. Enslaved artisans turned indigo dregs into haint blue paint, coating porch ceilings and thresholds. This robin's egg hue mimics sky or water boundaries spirits could not cross. So it's like when you put like a salt line across your door for protection. Boundaries spirits could not cross from their robin's egg hue or whatever. It offered tangible protection against restless souls. The name Plat Eye likely stemmed from English settlers' description, plate-shaped eye. But its true origin echoes the Yoruba Ije, I think is how it's pronounced. Spirits bound by grave injustice. Caribbean ghost dog legends mingled with Golo lore here, forging a uniquely low country protector and punisher of the dead. So across the low country, the Plat Eye wears many masks. On plantation roads, it appears as a jet black dog with one blazing copper plate eye. In moss-draped graveyards, it roams headless, dragging its skull. Along coastal byways, it drifts as a fiery orb just inches off the ground. In swamps, travelers feel only bone-chilling mist, a breath-stealing presence. Farmers whisper of phantom cows or cats prowling fields, shapeshifts drawn from scattered variants of the tale. Within Gullah Geechee spirit taxonomy, the Plat Eye is a haint or a malevolent soul born of wronged humans. It's contrasted highly with the energy draining boo hag. Didn't I cover boo hag?
I think so, yeah.
Haints patrol the exact site of their death, handing out punishment to trespassers or those who are responsible for their neglect. So if you were a vengeful spirit, you just wait at your gravesite until the wrongdoer comes by to say, "What's up, man?" Or just grave robbers, you know? So that's kind of an idea of like where this starts lingering. Most commonly, the Plat Eye stalks as a sleek black canine. When angered, it can swell to a colossal size and can often be large enough to swallow a horse in a single bite. Its single eyes flare red or orange, casting a hellish light across the ground, similar to that of a hellhound. From what is it called? In 1988, Christopher Davis was barreling down a plantation back road when two red orbs appeared on the hood of his car. He had swerved, crashing into a ditch, only to find long, scorched claw marks across his fender. More recently, a hiker near an abandoned family cemetery snapped a photo of a fiery orb. On-site monitoring revealed EMF spikes that were 5 times normal background levels. And And some say this is proof that the Plat Eye is more than just folklore. I checked my grammar in AI, and I'm reading it off of what it checked for me, and I clicked the speak button.
Oops.
And it was trying to say hi to me. Anyways. Now I fucked up. Where is it? Okay, here we go. So essentially this is just like a demon fiery. It's not fiery, but like it's fired up against the injustice that has been found across plantations and wrongful deaths across the Low Country area. So some rituals and countermeasures that some people take to protect themselves from the Plat Eye, which doesn't necessarily you know how it's, hey Emily, but that's creepy. I'm gonna put my phone down while hi. Okay, I'm gonna put my phone down while I say that because I did it again. You know how in what is that Bible story where it was like you gotta put blood on like above your thing?
Oh yeah.
Or your firstborn will be dead or something like that. I feel like it doesn't necessarily say like it attacks those who wrongs people or it attacks those with like bad juju or anything like that. All it basically says is that it just waits for a trespasser or those who wronged them. And that it attacks like, or it shows itself to those whether or not they're bad, I guess is the correct way to say it. I don't know. Anyways, some ways to defend yourself against them is you draw a salt line around your campsite, because obviously if you're gonna go camping you want to have some protection. So you draw a salt line around your campsite, your car, your door, wherever you are staying, living. Anything that is considered an entrance, you draw a salt line around it because haints cannot cross it. You paint porch ceilings or intels. Paint blue to trick spirits into passing through harmlessly. You carry a burlap sachet of gunpowder and sulfur. The scent repels the Plat Eye. You offer a dribble of whiskey on the ground. The Plat Eye pauses to taste it, giving you a chance to escape. Or the ultimate banishment, you locate the wronged corpse and rebury it with the proper rites, or have the offender perform penance at the gravesite. Damn. Only by righting the burial injustice can this haint find peace. All other ways would be an attempt to defend yourself against him or them or it, and consider the countermeasures. So this is more than just a ghost story. It's also like it's considered a moral guardian. It insists that we honor the dead, we uphold burial rites, and we respect the boundaries between life and death. It helps embody grief, justice, and the enduring power of folklore born from the crucible of plantation history. So basically, honor those who have lived and died, perform correct rites. I don't know. Obviously, when I hear correct rites, I immediately think like have a priest come by and do all of this. Have the rites based on that person or something like that. I don't know. Just don't bury somebody without giving them the proper rites. Yeah. And the Plat Eye haint will not fuck you up.
There you go.
More on next week. More on today's subject. Anyways. So that is what was yours called?
The Ozark Howler.
Howler. I was about to say the Ozark something. The Ozark Howler and the Plat Eye. I keep wanting to say flat eye, but it's not. It's Plat. Anyways.
All
that
right.
is those two cryptids of the South for the week. So if you have your own cryptid you want to hear about, let us know, because let me tell you, these are getting more and more obscure. Holy shit.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
I mean, it's cool, like, because I'm learning new ones, but it's like, damn, I didn't even know that one had one, like, all of this. So
yeah.
But until next time.
Bye.